Hey, what's going on? It's Peter again with Shopbox, and I'm bringing you another video, and we're talking about salespeople. We're talking about that crucial, most important role in your business, the outside sales representative, the inside sales representative, and how that is a pivot point into your business that every sign shop owner has gone through, and how this particular role is going to help propel you to prosperous times in the future. So stay tuned. All right, so there was once a time where my one sign shop did not have a salesperson. It was dreadful. Not having a salesperson was dreadful for us because we simply didn't have enough opportunities coming in. I didn't say sales, opportunities. That's what a salesperson's supposed to do, bring in opportunities. If you're a sign shop right now that doesn't have an outside sales representative, let me tell you, you're not alone. Every sign shop owner at one point or another has reached this pivot point. Should you bring in an outside sales representative, someone that's going to go out in the field and talk to business owners, that network, go to those community events, represent your business, represent your brand as if it's their own. They're going to have that go-getter, that do whatever it takes mentality, and that's the type of person that you're going to want to bring onto your staff, that do whatever it takes person that has that right mentality, that's going to be a go-getter. It's not going to be a 9-to-5er, someone that's going to be sitting here right next to you as your right-hand man and dedicating your time in the trenches with you because they believe in what you're doing, they believe in helping your community, they believe in what they're standing for, and more importantly, they're go-getters. They thrive on the commission, they thrive on the sale, they want to make that sale, they want to make that next sale after they made that first sale. That's the type of person that you want on your team. That's the type of person that's really hard to get. And that's the type of person that when you find that person, you want to hold on to them because that person's going to make or break your business. So with that out of the way, let's kind of talk about that pivot point. So you're in the sign business right now and you do not have outside sales help, and that's okay. You're relying on maybe what you can bring inbound through digital marketing platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Alignable, and Google, and you're bringing in inbound leads, your phone's ringing, and it's taking up a lot of your time because you're the one that's going out, meeting the customers, doing surveys, doing the estimating, collecting deposits, giving orders to your team, and it's taking its toll on you a little bit. I think we've all been there. I've been there. Many of us have been there. So you're not alone. If you are in this position and you feel like you need a little bit of help, leave a comment below. I'm sure our team here is going to be able to help you out, give you some advice on how maybe Shopbox can help with some of those pieces, and maybe how some other sign shops here are actually thriving in this area. I think it's good to get some feedback. There are a lot of forums on Facebook and that you can join and get some feedback from other sign shop owners. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Never be afraid to ask for help. That's what this industry is known for. It's helping others thrive in other markets. So you're in this position and you're like I said, you're doing all this work yourself, and you're at this point where you're wondering, I need help. Somebody else should be doing this. I can't find good help. Yeah, that's a problem for a lot of us, is really trying to find good help. There's a lot of people that don't want to work. There's a lot of people that do want to work that are currently working for other companies, and you kind of try and have to recruit them onto your team. That's really where this piece is going to start, this component of recruiting. Recruiting here is the one piece that you can control. You can control the experience that you give on an interview. You can control the experience that you have on a phone call. And are you really doing your best to sell yourself? Recruiting is all about selling yourself, treating the potential hiree as a customer. You want to earn a customer's business and you give a presentation. Well, you essentially have to do the same thing here for your potential hiree. You know, you don't want to tell them what's so good about the business, and that you want to tell them everything about the business and how their role, this responsibility, is going to help your business thrive, but it's also going to help that person and that person's life in the future. You really want to try and sell them on how what you can offer can help them propel themselves in their career. So once you really nail down your recruiting process and you go through your series of candidates here, it's important that you make the right decision, but typically here is where many of us make the mistake. We make mistakes hiring people with industry experience. But I caution you to look at that and say, industry experience is a wonderful thing. And don't get me wrong, it's not a red flag. It's just a matter of, why are they looking for a new job? What is it in their current workplace that they didn't like, that you can potentially solve? And if you can get over that component, then definitely look at the opportunities to hire somebody with industry experience. There's a little bit of a value there for us owners, because that person is going to be the person that's going to have to be trained. And if they already have a knowledge of the industry, you're already getting a leg up. One of the things that I really look for in a salesperson is really just that positive attitude. Are they a people-friendly person? Do they have the interpersonal skills that's required in this position? A lot of us really look at the personality that the candidate's going to have and say, this is really what I'm looking for in the interview process. How they answer questions, how personable they are. Do they have an answer? Are they providing options? When you look at that component alone, there's a lot of value there. There's tons of value in personality when it comes to the salesperson, because everything else can be taught. Everything else is a learning experience. If they possess that issue, if they possess the skill to do self-teaching, to self-learn, and dedicate some of their personal time to learning this industry, that's a component that you're really going to want to look at. If they check off that box for you, definitely put them ahead at the top of your list, because that's the type of person that's going to fight for you in the long term. So let's go ahead and say that you hired a candidate that you love, that fit your team, that fit your culture, that checked off boxes for you. I think that there's something to be said here about onboarding that person. You hired that person, great, but you really can lose that person on how you handle the next 30 days. You hired that salesperson to sell for you, but it's important not quite to stick them in the fire to begin with. You really need to onboard them with all the tools, kind of give them all the tools that they need to succeed. Maybe you're going to get them a laptop, an office, a uniform, some sales collateral, some examples, some samples that they can take with them. And you're going to have to teach them. Maybe you're the type of shop that's going to really put together some training videos here. Some training videos on the POS system that you use. Some training system on the lingo, the language that exists in the sign business. And when you have all of those pieces together, it creates comfortability with the sign shop salesperson, the outside sales representative, the business development manager. There's many titles for this role, but you're going to have to give that person some comfortability in the first 30 days. You're not expecting much from them. It's not really proper practice. It's not really best practices to really throw them into the fire. My advice here is kind of have that outside sales representative start as an inside sales representative. Someone that's going to answer the phones, continue to be that front man for your customer interaction, and get used to the language, get used to the types of requests that come in, get settled in on your processes. And then when you start figuring out that they're getting a little comfortable here, that's usually the time where you're going to take them and kind of shift them to be more outside the office. Really kind of network your business, be out there talking to people, networking, going to networking events, Chamber of Commerce events, visiting at least 5 or 6 different customers per day. Generating 25 to 30 leads per week for you is a good metric to start. And then typically on taking in those leads, fielding those requests, facilitating the communication for you, that's really their primary role. Yes, many of us have expectations for our outside sales representatives to close, but in the early beginning, you really just need them bringing you more opportunities, to pitch them, bringing you more opportunities for meetings, to send them mock-ups, to send them proposals. Things like that are really what's going to start funneling work into your business. And when you make the decision to bring in an outside sales representative, what you're really doing is making an investment in your business. You're taking the time and you're saying, you know what? I want to take my plateau of my business, which has been maybe somewhere around here for the last 6 months, and bringing up 30%, bring it up 40%. How do I double my revenue from last year? Well, bringing in an outside sales force is definitely a way to do that. bringing in another way to bring in revenue when you're consistently doing what you've always done is it going to be a way that you're going to be able to bring in additional revenue in the future. So look at it as a potential investment. Yes, there's going to be an investment into this. You're going to have to pay that person a salary. You're going to have to pay that person commissions. You're going to invest a lot of time and money into training, into your infrastructure and making that role a fit for you. But don't get me wrong, when everything is done and all of it's done and everything is done well, after 90 days, 120 days, you're going to start seeing the return on that investment. That's where most sign shop owners are afraid to take the risk, because it's really an investment that you're making today for dividends that are going to pay out 90, 120 days from now. It's very similar to like pay-per-click marketing. You're going to have to make an investment today for the leads to come in later on. But don't get me wrong, it's going to pay off for you. Take the risk. Jump into this with the mindset that this is a role that this industry needs. This role needs to be fulfilled. This role needs to be fulfilled with a person with a do whatever it takes mentality. Do whatever it takes mentality, that they want to win every opportunity. And when they don't win a bid, when they don't win an opportunity, they feel like they failed. They feel like they failed, and it's up to you to bring them back up, because you have to feed the pig. You have to give them more than one opportunity, 5, 6 opportunities, people to get back to, and to get back to quickly. That's a key tip here. The salesperson that you bring on has to be able to respond quickly, in due time. Leaving a lead hanging for 3 days at a time is a killer, is a lead killer. You don't want somebody like that on your team. You want to be able to train them to know that quick responses here are going to generate a higher closing rate. So you have to be able to communicate living above the line, being able to be forthcoming with your communication. Even when the customer doesn't call and ask you a question, you want to contact them and give them the answer. You want to be so responsive here in this role. This is what's going to be really driving your success here, is being able to do it quickly, effectively, efficiently, and giving them the right information at the right time. So are you going to hire an outside sales rep? Are you going to hire a business development manager? Maybe you're going to hire multiple people to get out there in the field. That's definitely on the table here if you're looking for immediate growth. Hire 1, 2, 3 representatives to take a different piece of your territory and get out there and bring us leads. Maybe you want to hire an outside sales rep that's going to really just target construction companies. Maybe you're going to hire one person that's going to target real estate companies, hospitals. Maybe it's something that you're going to do that way. It's up to you to set up that infrastructure, to set it up the way you want. But rest assured, this role is absolutely 100% needed in your sign shop business today. If you do not have this role, you're already behind the 8 ball, because there are a lot of people that do. There are a lot of people that have a fleet of salespeople that are tackling businesses out there and getting in front of people. So I advise that you definitely jump on board here and hire. That pivotal point in every sign shop's decision making and every sign shop's journey is hiring that outside sales representative on their team, that manager on their team that's going to really take that sales bull by the horns and tackle it one day at a time for you. And it's going to be able to be the driving force behind your business. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you took this seriously. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you hire those outside sales representatives on your team, and let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'd love to get back to you and would love to hear your stories and some of the salespeople that you have on your team and how you went ahead and hired them to be a part of your success. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, stay positive out there.